Pull a George Costanza and run over everybody on the way out. We're going to do a little bit of a disclaimer here also. We apologize, but we're only going to allow you for one burger and you won't be able to go back. And the reason for that is because on Tuesday it was what we put as our cutoff date so that we would know how many people were coming this evening. And we've
accomplishments for this year. I'd like to call upon Reverend Terry Messer to give the blessing for our food.
Would you jump? They're just outstanding people as well. They work hard, and I see it day in.
Enjoyed some of the awards banquet, so thank you for the invitation, Mr. Robinson. It really shows, it reflects, exemplifies what community is all about.
The SRC, or the Student Council, we had a very successful year. I'm going to steal from Ashley, who was our president. She gave raised $500 running their canteen, and we're going to pass it back. Okay, my executive was president, vice was Madison Claycorn, secretary Sam. And they all laugh because I don't think Sam took a note. Class reps: Emma Scott, Lacey Claycorn, Gracie Musgrave, Ethan McIntyre, Jackson Claycorn, Brooke Goodboo, Isaac Plord, Prescott Gilmore, Ethan McGillicuddy, Morgan Bigger, Hannah
Clear said about the rec department with the village and the bus. By the way, a big shout out to Carol, Cat High School bus. When I say we, I'm talking about the village. We hope by 2020 that we'll have enough funds available that we'll be purchasing a brand new, probably 24-passenger bus is what we'd like to have. So hopefully within 2 to 3 years, because we're using it more and more all the time, we'd like to have a brand new Faith Kitchen. And by the way, we have the tape on the floor again for any pictures, so if you would just line up along the tape, please. Faith Kitchen: Ethan McIntyre, Gracie Musgrave, Will Coburn, Malachi Gardner, Lacey Claycorn, Ashley Little, Lindsay Firth, Kara Claycorn, Emily Little, Shayna Vout, Brooke Goodboo, Morgan Baker.
Good job, guys.
Good evening. Mr. Smith, Mrs. Anderson, and I had the pleasure of working with this year's social committee. In the past years, the social committee has been embedded as a part of the student council, but this year...
Before I begin, I just want you to notice I've got a lovely clean shirt on now. After spilling my burger down my shirt earlier, I had to make a rush job home. Those of you who know me know I don't rush well, so, you know, pat on my back. Okay. As usual, we have fairly large numbers for the canteen this year. Before I start saying anything, I'm going to ask everybody to come up.
Speak to that. It's calm on the lake today, 30 degrees. So I had to leave. It's more time, but it reminded me of last fall. It seemed like that was the story for every single soccer game.
I would like to not only call up the boys, but to call up the girls as well. I'm going to name them all off. For the boys, we have Prescott, Jackson, Jaden, Carter, Ethan. The girls, I have Shayna, Gabby, Brooke, Allie, Emily, Tia, Vanessa, Faith, Gracie, Emily, Emma, Lacey, Hannah, Molly. When coaching soccer, I have the privilege of coaching both the girls and the boys. I have some girls who play not only on the girls, but on the boys' team as well.
That's gold. Token, pick it up. Okay, let's first bring our players, our runners up shape if you want to run cross country, particularly when you get to the high school level. I think Dale, when he talked to me about it, said these kids were particularly dedicated to the sport. They made. That's okay, I drew for her too.
Let me pull out my speech. We had a very good group of girls going out to district this year. Very long day. Very long day. They all played really well. Everyone.
Like President Beer, he's chasing railway cars down in St. John, I guess, and we're not sure what Brandon's chasing out in Fort McMurray, but he's not available either. Anyway, as far as the senior boys basketball program is concerned, it's, in no disrespect to anybody else, but it's probably been hurt somebody, but he didn't. And by the end of the year, he certainly, his basketball skills certainly became evident as well. So they chose for the most improved player, Porter Carson. They also have a coaches award that they want to give.
The middle school girls basketball team is Gabby, Emily, Hallie, Shayna, and seeing their reactions. And this still brings a smile to my face when I remember those moments. Usually I have to wait until later in the
No, it's not about the car, right? These two girls here, just picture a 350 engine with 13-inch tires on it. When they get to the basket, their wheels are still spinning. But they managed to shoot. I guess it'll be him. Don't step out. I guess you're big.
Unfortunately, could not make it due to work. However, we would like to congratulate the Sir and Gabby Santana to come up and award the middle school girls volleyball.
How's everybody doing? You hot enough? Okay. We'll liven this place up by bringing up our middle school volleyball.
Okay, if we could please have, for our junior players, Morgan Bigger, Antonia Burton, Sam Cobb, Prescott Gilmore, Aaron Lunn, and Ethan McGillicuddy. And for our senior players, Ash? Okay.
Just while Jeff is making his way up here, you probably noticed that we had middle school badminton, and we also were attempting to do middle school track and field. Unfortunately, they only were going to have 2 what they call mini-meets, and then they were going to have the district championship. One of the mini-meets was last Wednesday, and it was canceled because of weather. And then we found out on Monday, today is the districts. So I talked to the convener of sports. I asked him, is it always, the last Thursday of May? And he said, no, it just happened to be. So next year, folks, in middle school, we'll be having middle school track and field as well.
Alright, so just because our season isn't very long, I'm going to get everybody to come up now. So I have Ashley.
We're going to do special recognitions. First up, we're going to have Jeff McGillicuddy and Brandon Moffat to come up and talk about the middle school boys basketball.
Jeff, did you put that back down for me? Thank you. Before I start, I just want to say something about Jody. I noticed in the video there that really nice sweater. It really suits you. That nice Christmas sweater.
Oh, you didn't see the girls when they had on, did you? My face on there.
Anyway, good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank the school for the invitation this evening. And growing this core group, there we go. So growing this core group of basketball players together was finally starting to show. And we knew this by our very first game against Harvey, only losing by 8 on their home court.
So Jeff is already up here, but he's going to speak about the senior girls basketball now.
It's good I didn't have to travel far. Well, on to team number 2. So this year I had the pleasure of coaching my first year of senior basketball with the girls team.
So next I want to call on Jody Robinson, the athletic director, to talk about the NBIAA Provincial All-Star Award.
This is not a new award. This was presented back in February, but scored over 50. I don't know if there was more, but I mean, the fact that you can score over 50 points individually when a lot of the teams they played didn't score over 50 is recognition in itself. So I'd like to call Riley up and recognize him as being an NBIA provincial basketball. And just before I let it go too, I want to recognize, even though it's not on the program, I want to recognize another student athlete we have at our school. Dawson Messer has been playing very high caliber football for the last number of years around our province, for that matter around our country. He played on a couple, if not 3, provincial under 16, under 17, under 18 teams. He was selected for Canada Cup football down at Mount Allison University. Last year he attended the Royal Imperial Collegiate of Canada School at St. Catharines, Ontario. And come September, Dawson will be taking his football skills to Vanier College in Montreal, Quebec, to play for the Cheetahs, or as Miss Santana said in French, I guess it's Cheetahs. I'm sure that's not it, but I mean, we'll go with that. So anyway, congratulations, Dawson, and good luck. You're going to see me a lot in the next little while here, so I apologize for those who don't like to look at me very much. I've been looking forward to this award all night long, and this person doesn't have a click or a clue that this is happening, so that makes it even better. At our coaches meeting, and then with advice from the staff, each year we throw a few names around who we're going to select for this Friends of the Warrior Award. And this person has been on the radar now for a couple of years. And I asked Mrs. Anderson earlier, how am I going to basically build up to this? And you're going to kind of throw a name out I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is basically introduce this person, tell them to stay right there, and I'm going to tell a few good stories, and I hope they have a good sense of humor, because some of them are big time at their expense. I remember Ross and Netherwood coming all the time with their private bus, and they would excuse me, they would always have their own personal bus driver. Well, where's Carl? We've got ours too. There he is. And he has the hat to prove it. Carl, just show the back of your hat for a second, would you? You can't see this. Macadam, but we gave him a Macadam High School hat, and he took it into, is it Lids, or where did he take it to? Yeah, into Lids or whatever. He got it embroidered himself to say Macadam bus driver on the back. So I just want to say 2 or 3, and like I say, take it with a grain of salt for Carl. A couple of little tidbits about Carl. We hadn't traveled for a while here last year, this school year, I mean, say last year, last fall. And Carl will go anywhere, any time of the day, as far as you want to go. And anyway, we hadn't traveled for a while with the bus, so Carl calls me up at school, and he said, Jody, he said, I noticed you haven't called me for a while to take the bus away. He said, did I do something wrong? And I had to reassure him. I said, no, Carl, we just haven't gone anywhere for a while. There's nothing like that. Don't worry. When we go away the next time, we're going to be calling you for sure. And he doesn't just travel for our sports teams. He also travels for class trips and other school events. And last year, Carl went to Green Hill Lake, and you're on the docket to go again. And the last one, and I noticed Wayne Goldberg gave me this one, and then I noticed Wayne's gone. He left. So he's going to put me here all by myself with this one. But anyway, Carl was taking the bus over to Graham and Ann. I think it was for soccer with the girls. Pauline's already out of your face. Taking the bus over to Graham and Ann, I believe it was for soccer. And we're going across on the ferry, and Carl, just as serious as can be, says, Wayne, he said, if this ferry kept going, would we get to England? Wayne kind of looked at him, and said, well, he's asking a serious question. He said, well, yes, we would, Carl, but we kind of bumped into Nova Scotia first. So we also have, Carl, we don't have it for you tonight, but we also have a shirt that says, and as a matter of fact, Aaron Lund had one in the video there, we have a shirt that says, bleeds purple and gold. And we're going to get you one of those shirts for next year, so you can drive it with that on. And I want you to come back. Ashley's going to give you some recognition that you deserve for Friends of the Warrior.
First, we have the Little M Awards that are awarded to the grade 8s every year.
I'll get Mr. Van Stone to come up and do the presentations for us as well. I know we have a tendency to overuse this expression each year to the Haunted Station, Haunted High. Did well academically as well. It was an SRC class rep for 1 year with 125 points. Jackson Claiborne. Just stay up here with us, Jackson. Our second recipient also played a number of sports and won a number of individual awards in soccer, basketball, badminton, and cross country. Played middle school volleyball for a year. Was also involved in the Haunted Station. Was on the canteen committee and athletic committee, and also did well academically with 144 points. Shane About. The third person we're going to recognize also played middle school and high school basketball, played middle school soccer, was involved with Haunted Station and Haunted High, was on my athletic committee for a couple of years, did really well, was a class rep for a year, was also on the social committee for a year. 157 points, it's Jaden McGillicuddy. Next up, the maximum points you can get, to quote Frank Carroll for 15 years, are prestigious Big M's. And we have 3 recipients in grade 12 this year. 3 of them, all 3 of them are girls. So we'll just go through what they've done for us the last 4 years. The Big M's are calculated over their 4 high school years, obviously 9, 10, 11, 12. They have to attain a minimum of 175 points to get their Big M. It's very difficult to do. Same situation as the Little M's. Academics involved in activities and other things like that, as well as sporting teams and other activities like that. Involved in a number of committees like the athletic committee, social, haunted high, etc. Did very well academically as well. 206 points, Sierra Gardner. And second up, obviously over 4 years, the most you can get is 80 points for academics, and this girl has 80 points for academics. Been involved in a lot of things, SRC class rep for 3 years, athletic committee, canteen committee, Haunted Station and Haunted High. Actually had a buddy program that she was involved in as well, and attended a number of conferences, leadership conferences, educational conferences, forum. In grade 10, 11, and 12 year was involved with the guitar club, soccer, volleyball for 4 years as well, senior basketball for a year, and also badminton with 267 points. Emily Squires. Our third and final recipient also achieved 80 out of 80 academic. Shy, so she's going to stand back here, Ashley. So if you would come over where Mrs. Anderson is already back here and receive your award. That would be great. Thank you, girls. Congratulations.
Year award. We have 4 awards, one for Female Athlete of the Year, Male Athlete of the Year for middle school, and also Female and Male Athlete of the Year for high school. And Jody Robinson and Mr. Kelly McGillicuddy is going to come up.
I say this every year, Ben's Trophies does an unbelievable job with the awards that they give us to be presented tonight. Just to give you an idea of what we spend on awards, and I'm not looking for anybody to go, oh, but over $1,000 worth of awards are being presented tonight, by the way. And if you get one of these, don't drop it, because they're made out of glass, and it won't work well on the way out the door. Our middle school female athletes of the year, and I say that plurally because we have chosen 2 of them. It was very difficult to differentiate between those 2, and we actually had 3 or 4 more worthy candidates as well. At the coaches meeting, we banded around, we talked a lot about it, and then we take those recommendations to some of the seniors. Middle school male athletes of the year. Once again, I'm saying plural because we have chosen 2 of them. And it's been very difficult to separate these 2 ever since they arrived in grade 6. So there's no reason to separate them now because they've come through and they've been a major bonus to our academic, our athletic program all the way through. Our 2 middle school male athletes of the year are Jackson Claycorn and Jaden McGillicuddy. Where are you going? Yep. You figured the show's over because you give your son an award or what? Stress that this is a well-deserved award. Senior Male Athlete of the Year, Cameron Messer. And I just want to stress also that even though this is saying it's the Athlete of the Year, meaning 2017 and 2000, once again, it's about a 3-hour program, and you hear my quote, the same thing every year. I know it's a long night, but if we show up here at 6 o'clock and we're out of here at 7:15, that means we don't have a whole lot going on at our school. And so when we're here, I see a lot of heads nodding, so when we're here for 3 hours, that means we're offering a whole lot at our school, and our kids are doing a whole lot of stuff. We should be proud of that. So once again, our major, yes, give them a round of applause. Sometimes they can be a bit of a pain in the butt, but I'm sure we can be a bit of a pain in the butt to them as well. So what I would like is the major winners, please stick around. We've got some pictures. Kate Scott is here from the St. Croix Courier. She wants to take a few pictures of you as well. Thanks everybody for coming out, and we'll see you around soon. Well, athletes of the year, come on over here right now. Okay.
Delory, take the picture. He wants the picture, Josh.